the truth hiding. Yeah, the shadows are calling us out. We are heroes, heroes in the darkest time, when there is no light. Oh, we are heroes, heroes in the darkest time, but we'll rise above. We are heroes.
Welcome to the 2022 Winter Cup for Senior Men here at the Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas, USA. This marks the first of 2 nights of competition featuring the top senior men's gymnasts in the country. They're all here in Frisco, contending for apparatus medals, vying to earn an all-around title, and striving to end the week as a member of this year's Team USA. And now, let's meet the gymnasts here to compete in the 2022 Men's Winter Cup. Starting off on parallel bars for University of Oklahoma, Jack Freeman. For Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bennis. For Oklahoma, Vitaly Gumares. For Oklahoma, Raydel Gamboa. For University of Illinois, Mike Fletcher. For University of Oklahoma, Colin Van Wicklen. And for Oklahoma, Zachary Nunez. Starting off on high bar, for Stanford University, Coy Young. For Stanford U, Ian Gunther. For Stanford U, Riley Luz. For Stanford Boys, Taylor Burkhardt. For Stanford U, Colt Walker. For Stanford U, Ian Lasik Ellis. And for Stanford U, Curran Phillips. Starting off on vault, for Stanford U, Nicholas Kubler. For Stanford Boys, Evan Hymanson. For USA Gymnastics World, Cole Partridge. For Roswell, Toby Leon. For Stanford U, Blake Sun. For U.S. Naval Academy, Isaiah Drake. For Stanford U, Jeremy Bishop. And for Massachusetts Elite, Fred Richard. Starting off on pommel horse, for U.S. Air Force, Garrett Broughton. For Penn State, Michael Artlip. For Penn State, Matt Cormier. For Ohio State, Kazuki Hayashi. For Infinity, Landon Blix. And for Penn State, Michael Giroux. Starting off on rings, for Bryant Academy, Ignacio Yakers. For Cypress Academy, Asher Hahn. And for Apollo, Caleb Melton. And starting off on floor, for Iowa Gym Act, Evan Davis. For U.S. Military Academy, Matthew Davis. For Cal Berkeley, Noah Neufeld. For Iowa Gym Act, James Friedman. For USO PTC, Alex Diab. For 5280, Yul Moldauer. And for USO PTC, Robert Neff. These are the gymnasts that have qualified for tonight's 2022 Winter Cup for Senior Men. At this time, we invite you to please rise if you are able, remove your hats, and direct your attention to our nation's colors for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. Gymnasts may now prepare for competition in tonight's Winter Cup for senior men. Gymnasts may now begin the warm-up for rotation 1.
All right, you guys, I know scoring can be a little intense in gymnastics. Things have changed a lot over the years, and I know parents, it can be difficult when back in the day you used to watch and it would be a 10-0 was the perfect score, but things are different now, and we have gotten quite a bit of difficulty to change it, and I really appreciated it. Lets the gymnasts, showcase their talents, and there's no cap to the roof. So that's what makes gymnastics even more exciting today than it once was. And with scoring, we're gonna have 2 scores that are added up. One is gonna be difficulty, and one is gonna be execution. And when you combine those 2, if you can get somewhere around a 15, that is gonna be what I would say is an equivalent to a 10.0 in the old system. And I know Michaela here at the last Olympics, she was doing pretty good. And she got, what'd you get on vault to get that silver medal?
A 15.3, so not too bad.
I'd say that's a 10.0. And you're getting medals out there, that's huge. So look for those big scores. When you watch the scores, see what their difficulty is. The higher it is, the better. If their execution score is also low, that's fine. Things are gonna be a little challenging every here and there, but it's all about trying to get that difficulty at this competition. There's a big bonus system that's gonna be in place where the higher your start value is, the more bonus you get. So higher risk, higher reward, and you're gonna get less off for any mistakes you could have. Because we're trying to get to that level where we can beat China, Russia, Japan, and this is gonna be a very exciting showcase for all these guys to put their difficulty out there and bridge that gap. So let's get loud for them as they put it all on the line. This is their first competition to rank the national team. This is huge, guys, so get off your feet, get loud, let's get juiced. This is going to be so exciting.
Let's go!
Gymnasts will compete for medals on all 6 apparatus in the all-around competition. Individual event scores and up-to-the-moment standings will appear on the scoreboards. There will be an award ceremony following this first night of competition with the presentation of the individual all-around awards and the naming to the U.S. National Men's Team. Introducing the USA Gymnastics judges for the 2022 Men's Winter Cup. On floor, the judges are Peter Weiging, Lenny Lucarello, and Garrett Dijon. Officiating on pommel horse, Mike Ash, Nate Dodson, and Nat Hammond. The judges on rings are Mike Jessick, Brian Meeker, and Will Fontanez. Judging vault will be Ron Hill, Mark Sherman, and George Crank. The judges on parallel bars are Craig Nesbitt, Dave Johnson, and Tom McNamee. And judging high bar, Mickey Kurth, Dean Schott, and Scott Schaefer. This concludes the warm-up, and competition begins with the start of rotation 1. Starting off on floor for Iowa Gym Act, Evan Davis. On pommel horse for Air Force, Garrett Broughton. Starting off on rings for Pride will be Ignacio Yockers. Starting off on vault for Stanford will be Nicholas Kubler. Starting off on P-bars for Oklahoma, Jack Freeman. And starting off on high bar for Stanford, Coy Young. Coy Young of Stanford on high bar. Nicholas Kubler of Stanford on vault. Garrett Broughton of Air Force on pommel horse. Coming up next on pommel horse for Penn State will be Michael Artlip. Up next on vault for Stanford boys, Evan Hymanson. Coming up on high bar for Stanford, Ian Gunther. Ignacio Yockers of Pride on ring. Evan Davis of Iowa Gym Act on floor. Up next on floor for Army, Matthew Davis. Coming up on rings for Cypress Academy, Asher Hong. Evan Hymanson of Stanford boys on vault. Coming up on vault for USA Gym World, Cole Partridge. Jack Freeman of Oklahoma on parallel bars. Up next on P-bars for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bennett. Now on rings for Cypress Academy, Asher Hong. Ian Gunther of Stanford on high bar. Up next on high bar for Stanford, Riley Luce. Cole Partridge of USA Gym World on vault. Up next on vault for Roswell will be Toby Liang. Matthew Davis of Army on floor. Up next on floor for UC Berkeley will be Noah Neufeld. Michael Artlip of Penn State on pommel horse. Up next on pommels for Penn State, Matt Cormier. Asher Hong of Cypress Academy on rings. Coming up on rings for Apollo will be Caleb Melton. Now on high bar for Stanford, Riley Luce. Fuzzy Bennis of Oklahoma on parallel bars. Up next on P bars for Oklahoma will be Vitaly Gumerez. Toby Liang of Roswell on vaults. Up next on vault for Navy will be Isaiah Drake. Riley Luce of Stanford on high bar. Matt Cormier of Penn State on pommel horse. Up next on pommels for Ohio State will be Kazuki Hayashi. Coming up on high bar for Stanford boys, Taylor Burkhart. Isaiah Drake of Navy on vault. Coming up on vault for Stanford, Jeremy Bishop. Noah Neufeld of UC Berkeley on floor. Correction, that was Matthew Davis of Army on floor. Vitaly Gumerez of Oklahoma on P-bars. Coming up next on vault for Massachusetts Elite will be Fred Richard. Coming up next on floor for Iowa Gym Act, James Friedman. Taylor Burkhardt of Stanford Boys on high bar. Up next on high bar for Stanford will be Colt Walker. Fred Richard of Massachusetts Elite on vault. Coming up next on pommel horse for Infinity, Landon Blix. Braydell Gamboa of Oklahoma on parallel bars. Up next on P-bars for Illinois will be Mike Fletcher. Now on high bar for Stanford, Colt Walker. James Friedman of Iowa Gym ACT on floor. Up next on floor for USO PTC will be Alex Diab. Colt Walker of Stanford on high bar. Mike Fletcher of Illinois on parallel bars. Landon Blix of Infinity on pommel horse. Up next on pommel horse for Penn State, Michael Giroux. Coming up on parallel bars for Oklahoma, Colin Van Wicklen. Up next on high bar for Stanford, Ian Lasik Ellis. Now on floor for USO PTC, Alex Diab. Alex Diab of USO PTC on floor. Up next on floor for 5280, Yul Moldauer. Ian Lasik Ellis of Stanford on high bar. Michael Giroux of Penn State on pommel horse. Colin Van Wicklin of Oklahoma on parallel bars. Coming up next on P-bars for Oklahoma will be Zachary Nunez. Up next on high bar for Stanford, Curran Phillips. Now on floor for 5280, Yul Moldauer. Now on parallel bars for Oklahoma, Zachary Nunez. Curran Phillips of Stanford on high bar. Yul Moldauer of 5280 on floor. Zachary Nunez of Oklahoma on parallel bars. Now on floor exercise for USO PTC, Robert Neff. Robert Neff of USO PTC on floor. This concludes competition in the first rotation. Gymnasts may now advance to their second event of the 2022 Winter Cup for senior men.
There we go. You guys know what song it is.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big
Come on.
noise, playing in the street, gonna be a
Stop
big
clap.
man someday. You got mud on your face, you big
I want to see you guys getting pumped. I got something in my hands right here.
Singing,
And we're going to be watching some t-shirts for the people that are getting real involved into this, all right? I want to see you guys on your feet. There we go.
Buddy, you're a young man, hard man, shouting in the street, gonna take on the world someday.
All
You
right,
got
let's see
mud on your
who's
face,
doing it
you
the
big
best right
fist
now.
waist, waving your banner all over the land.
Who wants it? Woo-hoo-hoo.
Sing it.
We got some power. Come on.
Gymnasts may now begin the warm-up for rotation 2.
With your eyes, gonna make you some big someday. You got me, you got me, you got me.
All right. Have you guys played charades? No, wow, no one's played charades, huh? I thought this was a classic at dinner parties and stuff. Well, the rules are that you're gonna help us try to figure out what's on the screen behind us. And we do not want you guys to say the words. We want you guys to act it out. And so we're gonna play the honor system here. And whoever is the person that helps the winning team is going to get a t-shirt. So we're gonna split it down right here. This is Michaela's side. This is my side. So we wanna win. Come on, guys. So whatever word is on the board, start helping us out. Has it started? Is there a word on the board yet? All right, there's a word. There we're going. Give me something, guys.
Give
All
me
right, we're
something.
eating. Breakfast, cereal. Spoon, bowl.
Cereal.
It's a ribs. Boneless
Ribs. Ribs.
barbecue ribs.
Seriously, Sam?
I like my food. These guys are good. All right, what's next?
Driving a car?
Driving, steering wheel,
Driving a plane?
left turn. A big wheel?
Driving a train?
18-wheeler. 18-wheel truck, 60-wheeler? Smaller.
Something wheel.
A
Turning
truck.
wheel.
Wow, that made that way harder. Football. Oh, we are killing this, guys.
I'm sucking.
What do we got next? Are we steering? Sauce? Gel, hair gel.
Oil.
Oh. Rodeo.
That's right.
Lasso.
Riding a horse. Galloping. Riding a horse.
Was riding a bus?
Horse. All right,
What's
team.
next?
Keep it up.
Cowboy. Woo! What's next? What? The tornado? The washing machine.
Weed.
Flips.
Oh.
Give me, how many words? Give me the, we're playing. All right, I like it, I like it.
Tumbleweed.
Two. Wow,
I like
okay,
you
okay.
guys.
I see the tumble now. What's next?
Diving. Dunking.
A hug, a double flip, tuck, back tuck, a watch, arm.
Armadillo.
What? Oh, man, I like that. I say last one, all right. I don't know the score, I'm scared. What do we got? Oh, you guys are looking at me with blank faces. This isn't good. Come on, guys, Alan.
Come on, help me out.
I
Nothing?
guess, wait, what's the score?
Nothing. It's nothing.
She won? Oh,
That's right.
wow, she really came back, huh?
I think I deserve something special.
This one's for you. Oh, yeah. She is the winner. She is the winner. All right, she's got a shirt to give out to whoever hooked
This
her
concludes
up
the
the most.
warm-up, and competition resumes
pick.
with the start of rotation 2. Starting off on floor for Stanford, Ian Gunther. Up on pommel horse for Army, Matthew Davis. On rings for Penn State, Michael Artlip. On vault for Cypress Academy, Asher Hahn. On parallel bars for Stanford boys, Evan Hymanson. And on high bar for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bennett. Asher Hahn of Cypress Academy on vault. Up next on vault for Apollo will be Caleb Melton. Matthew Davis of Army on pommel horse. Up next on pommels for Berkeley, UC Berkeley, Noah Neufeld. Michael Artlib of Penn State on rings. Up next on rings for Penn State, Matt Cormier. Fuzzy Dennis of Oklahoma on high bar. Evan Hymanson of Stanford boys on parallel bars. Up next on high bar for Oklahoma will be Vitaly Gomez. Ian Gunther of Stanford on floor. Caleb Melton of Apollo on vault. Coming up next on parallel bars for USA Gym World, Cole Partridge. Up next on vault for Pride, Ignacio Yacker. Coming up on floor for Stanford, Riley Luce. Noah Neufeld of UC Berkeley on pommel horse. Coming up next on pommels for Iowa Gym Act, James Friedman. Ignacio Yonkers of Pride on vault. Matt Cormier of Penn State on ring. Coming up on rings for Ohio State will be Kazuki Hayashi. Cole Partridge of USA Gym World on parallel bars. Up next on P-bars for Roswell will be Toby Leon. Vitaly Gomez of Oklahoma on high bar. Up next on high bar for Oklahoma will be Raydel Gamboa. James Friedman of Iowa Gym Act on pommel horse. Up next on pommels for 5280, Yul Moldauer. Riley Luce of Stanford on floor. Coming up next on floor for Stanford boys, Taylor Burkhart. Kazuki Hayashi of Ohio State on rings. Coming up next on rings for Infinity, Landon Blixt. Toby Liang of Roswell on parallel bars. Coming up next on P-bars for Stanford will be Blake Sun. Raydel Gamboa of Oklahoma on high bar. Up next on high bar for Illinois will be Mike Fletcher. Landon Blixt of Infinity on rings. Coming up on rings for Penn State will be Michael Giroux. Taylor Burkhardt of Stanford Boys on floor. Coming up next on floor for Stanford, Colt Walker. Now on parallel bars for Stanford, Blake Sun. Mike Fletcher of Illinois on high bar. Coming up next on high bar for Oklahoma, Colin Van Wicklen. Michael Giroux of Penn State on rings. Now on pommel horse for USO PTC, Robert Neff. Coming up on rings for Air Force, Garrett Bronson. Blake Soon of Stanford on parallel bars. Coming up next on P-bars for Navy, Isaiah Drake. Robert Neff of USO PTC on pommel horse. Coming up next on pommels for Iowa Gymnac, Evan Davis. Colt Walker of Stanford on floor. Up next on floor for Stanford will be Ian Lasik Ellis. Garrett Broughton of Air Force on ring. Van Wicklin of Oklahoma on high bar. Coming up next on high bar for Oklahoma, Zachary Nunez. Now on high bar for Oklahoma, Zachary Nunez. Evan Davis of Iowa Gym Act on pommel horse. Ian Lasik Ellis of Stanford on floor. Now on parallel bars for Navy, Isaiah Drake. Coming up on floor for Stanford, Coy Young. Zachary Nunez of Oklahoma on high bar. Up next on high bar for Oklahoma will be Jack Freeman. Isaiah Drake of Navy on parallel bars. Up next on P bars for Stanford will be Jeremy Bischoff. Now on floor for Stanford, Coy Young. Now on parallel bars for Stanford, Jeremy Bischoff. Coy Young of Stanford on floor. Jack Freeman of Oklahoma on high bar. Jeremy Bischoff of Stanford on parallel bars. Coming up next on P-Bars for Massachusetts Elite, Fred Richard. Now on parallel bars for Massachusetts Elite, Fred Richard. Fred Richard of Massachusetts Elite on parallel bars. Now on parallel bars for Stanford, Nicholas Kubler. Nicholas Kubler of Stanford on parallel bars. This concludes competition in the second rotation. Gymnasts may now advance to their third event in the 2022 Winter Cup for senior men.
Hello? Oh, we are live. Let's get this going, guys. All right, you hear that? This is wobble time. I want to see you guys getting it. I got some friends back here. They've been a little quiet on the dance cam, so I pressured them this time. Let me see that wobble real quick. Everyone get on your feet. We got Ron Brandt trying to wobble off in the corner. I see you, Ron. I know you know how to wobble. All right,
Gymnasts may now begin the warm-up for rotation 3.
All right, so now we're gonna play a little game. This is called the reaction test game. So we're gonna start with you two. What's your guys' name?
Alex. My name's Caden.
Caden, Alex. Are you guys best friends? Oh, you're not gonna be by the end of this. All right, so I am going to ask you guys some questions. You guys are going to answer them as fast as possible. When you get it right, you're going to hear that sound. First one to 3 is going to be the victor, and then we'll move on to you two back here, all right? All right, ready? First question. What color is the floor?
Blue.
Nice. And then we're doing best out of 3. Sorry, I just lied to you guys earlier. All right, next question. What color is my shoes?
White. You got it.
All right, best out of 2. There we go. Bring it on. Bring on the next group. So we got our first winner. We're running out of time. Yeah, you stay there. You're coming in for finals next. All right, best out of 3. First one to 2. Next question. Who is the president?
Joe Biden.
There you go. What state are we in?
Texas. I don't live here.
What's my middle name? Oh, I see how it is, guys. Okay, that's fine. No, it's fine. I'm not hurt. You're crying. I'm not. All right. What event did Michaela get a medal on?
Vault.
There you go. All right, now we have the final round. All right, hold on. I didn't get your name earlier. What's your name?
Chase.
Chase? All right. Are you guys friends too? Okay. Well, come over here. Let's line up. Get shoulder to shoulder. Best out of 3. All right. What time is it?
7:30.
Oh, okay. I see. He's quick with the Snapchats, I'm sure, too. All right, next question. How many events in men's gymnastics?
6.
6?
That's good.
There you go. All right, we're changing it. We're doing best out of 5. All right. What's my favorite event?
Look, on the horse. T-bar. You have a skill. High bar. Ball.
Who said high bar? I guess every event is my favorite. I love gymnastics. I'm not going to deny that. But high bar is my favorite. Did you get his point?
Yeah, I said it.
All right, we're just gonna move on. All right. Who's the best country in the world?
America.
Yeah, you're right. All right. Who's your favorite gymnast competing tonight?
Asherong. Jack Freeman.
I'm gonna go with Asher Hong right there. There you go. You were quick. I'm glad. All right, that was we go. We're gonna keep this going. All right, next question. Who's your favorite gymnast of all time?
Sam McCulloch, baby.
I think we have a winner.
Let's go.
There you go. Congratulations, Kaden. Hey, thank you so much for participating. You guys were a lot of fun. I want to see you guys dancing later, all right? We're going to get there. All right, guys. We got a big competition going on, so let's have a lot of fun. Let's get loud. This has been such an exciting competition. Great gymnastics. Let's go, guys. Come on, get loud for them. They need it.
Take a look at the scoreboard behind me here. The senior all-around. The top 5 look like this. In 5th place, it's Navy's Isaiah Drake. 4th place, 5280's Yul Moldauer. In 3rd place, Oklahoma's Vitaly Gomez. In 2nd place, Oklahoma's Raydell Gamboa. But look at the margin. It is in the lead. Cypress Academy's Asher Hong by 3.746 after 2 rotations. This concludes the warm-up, and competition resumes with the start of rotation 3. Starting off on high bar for USA Gym World, Cole Partridge. On parallel bars for Apollo, Caleb Melton. On floor for Oklahoma, Vitaly Gomez. First up on pommel horse for Stanford, Riley Luce. First up on rings for UC Berkeley, Noah Neufeld. And coming up on vault for Penn State, Matt Cormier. Matt Cormier of Penn State on vault. Coming up next on vault for Ohio State, Kazuki Hayashi. Riley Luce of Stanford on pommel horse. Up next on pommel horse for Stanford boys, Taylor Burkhart. Caleb Melton on parallel bars for Apollo. Noah Neufeld of UC Berkeley on rings. Up next on P-bars for Pride, Ignacio Yacker. Vitaly Gomez of Oklahoma on floor. Up next on floor for Oklahoma, Raydell Gamboa. Cole Partridge of USA Gym World on high bar. Up next on rings for Iowa Gym Act will be James Friedman. Coming up on high bar for Roswell, Toby Leong. Kazuki Hayashi of Oklahoma on vault. Coming up next on vault for Infinity, Landon Blixt. Taylor Burkhart of Stanford boys on pommel horse. Up next on pommels for Stanford will be Colt Walker. Landon Blixt of Infinity on vault. Coming up next on vault for Penn State, Michael Giroux. James Friedman of Iowa Gym Act on rings. Up next on rings for USO PTC, Alex Diab. Toby Leong of Roswell on high bar. Raydell Gamboa of Oklahoma on floor. Coming up on high bar for Navy, Isaiah Drake. Up next on parallel bars for Cypress Academy, Asher Hong. Michael Giroux of Penn State on vault. Coming up on vault for Air Force, Garrett Broughton. Up next on floor for Illinois, Mike Fletcher. Now on parallel bars for Cypress Academy, Asher Hong. Garrett Broughton of Air Force on vaults. Coming up next on vault for Penn State, Michael Artliff. Isaiah Drake of Navy on high bar. Colt Walker of Stanford on pommel horse. That was Ian Lasik Ellis of Stanford on pommel horse. Mike Fletcher of Illinois on floor. Asher Hong of Cypress Academy on parallel bars. Alex Diab of USO PTC on rings. Coming up on floor for Oklahoma, Colin Van Wicklen. On pommel horse for Stanford, Coy Young. On rings for 5280, Yul Moldauer. On vault for Penn State, Michael Artliff. And coming up on high bar for Stanford, Jeremy Bishop. Michael Artliff of Penn State on vault. Coy Young of Stanford on pommel horse. Coming up next on pommels for Stanford, Ian Gunther. Jeremy Bischoff of Stanford on high bar. Up next on high bar for Massachusetts Elite, Fred Richard. Colin Van Wicklin of Oklahoma on floor. Yul Moldauer of 5280 on rings. Up next on floor for Oklahoma, Zachary Nunez. Coming up on rings for Iowa Gym Act, Evan Davis. Now on pommel horse for Stanford, Ian Gunther. Ian Gunther of Stanford on pommel horse. Zachary Nunez of Oklahoma on floor. Evan Davis of Iowa Gym Act on rings. Up next on floor for Oklahoma will be Jack Freeman. Coming up on rings for Army, Matthew Davis. Fred Richard of Massachusetts Elite on high bar. Up next on high bar for Stanford, Nicholas Kubler. Now on floor for University of Oklahoma, Jack Freeman. Matthew Davis of Army on rings. Jack Freeman of Oklahoma on floor. Nicholas Kubler of Stanford on high bar. Coming up next on floor for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Venice. Up next on high bar for Stanford boys, Evan Hymanson. Fuzzy Bennis of Oklahoma on floor. Evan Hymanson of Stanford Boys on high bar. This concludes competition in the third rotation. Gymnasts may now advance to their fourth event here at the halfway point of the first session of the 2022 Winter Cup for senior men.
All right, are you guys ready? Who knows what song this is? Come on, where them stanky legs at? Come on. Where they at? Where they at? Come on. All right, we got some partiers over there. Don't mind my voice crack, it's fine. Where they at? Where they at? Michaela, hook them up with some t-shirts.
If you want a shirt, you gotta do the stanky
Who wants
leg.
it? Alan, you gotta give me some stanky legs.
Let's see it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Boom! Oh, good shot. That's a Texas gunslinger right there. Who else?
Gymnasts may now begin the warm-up for rotation 4.
All right, you guys. We're about to get real personal, all right? Have you guys ever played Simon Says? All right, I need some guinea pigs, and I'm seeing some friends, and I really need a friend right now. I want a crowd right here so that we can play, well, my name's not Simon, so obviously we're gonna play Sam Says. And if anyone on this side wants to hustle over, the bigger the crowd, the better. Let me get as many people as we can. And Michaela is going to be our honor system. If you make a mistake, she's gonna call you out. So make sure that you guys are playing it fairly, because the winner is going to get a shirt. All right, we've got a good little crowd. Get in the aisle as fast as you can. All right, Sam Says, hop around. Sam Says, touch your nose. Sam Says, touch your head. Sam Says, touch your toes. Touch your knees.
Ooh, that's pretty
Wow,
good.
man, you guys are good. All right, next round. All right, jumping jacks. I knew that would get some people.
You're out.
Round one. I gotta be tricky sometimes. All right, everyone, blow Michaela a kiss. Oh, I should have said Sam Says. Sam Says, blow Michaela a kiss. There we go. Share the love. All right, jump around. Oh man, you guys are good. I think it's gonna work. I'm sorry. All right, Sam Says, one leg. Hop leg. Wow, I swear, you guys are. All right, Sam Says, rub your belly. Sam Says, rub your head. Sam Says, go on one leg. Sam Says, switch the leg. Sam Says, jump in the circle. Sam Says, go the other circle. Sam Says, come down on two legs. Jumping jacks.
Oh, you're all out.
Okay. Yeah, you're really pumped for this, man. Are you Simon? Good. All right, Sam Says, lasso. Sam Says, ride the bull. Sam Says, spin around. Sam Says, drop it low.
Keep it going.
Sam Says, stop. Do a 360.
Oh!
Hey. All right. right, guys, we're finishing it off with there. You guys are all winners. We're gonna give you a t-shirt. Whoever wants it the most, you're gonna get it. Fight. No, don't fight. We're gonna be civil here, all right? Well, let's give it up. We've got our 4th rotation. Everyone get pumped. We've got just three more events. We've got some great gymnastics to do. Let's go, guys. Let's give it up for these guys.
Taking a look at the halfway point here of the first of 2 sessions for senior men at the Winter Cup. Your top 5 looks like this. In 5th place for Oklahoma, Raydel Gamboa. 4th place for 52-80, Yul Moldauer. And the top 3. University of Oklahoma's Vitaly Gomez holding on to 3rd place. In 2nd is Stanford's Coy Young, and leading the contest with a 45.6 in the all-around, Cypress Academy's Asher Hong. This concludes the warm-up, and competition resumes with the start of rotation 4. Starting off on pommel horse for Oklahoma, Raydel Gamboa. Starting off on floor for Roswell, Toby Leon. On rings for Stanford boys, Taylor Burkhardt. Starting off on vault for Iowa Gymnastics, James Friedman. On high bar for Pride, Ignacio Yakers. And the first gymnast on parallel bars will be Ohio State's Kazuki Hayashi. That was James Friedman of Iowa Gymnastics on vault. Coming up on vault for USOPTC, Alex Diaz. Taylor Burkhardt of Stanford boys on rings. That was Raydel Gamboa of Oklahoma on pommel horse. Toby Leong of Roswell on floor. Ignacio Yakers of Pride on high bar. Coming up on floor for Navy, Isaiah Drake. Next up on pommel horse for Iowa. Next up on pommel horse for Illinois, Mike Fletcher. Coming up on rings for Stanford, Colt Walker. Up next on high bar for Cypress Academy, Asher Hong. Alex Diab of USOPTC on vault. Up next on parallel bars for Infinity, Landon Blixt. Coming up on vault for 52-80, Yul Moldauer. Now on high bar for Cypress Academy, Asher Hong. Mike Fletcher of Illinois on pommel horse. Now on vault for 52-80, Yul Moldauer. Coming up on pommel horse for Oklahoma, Colin Van Wicklen. Yul Moldauer of 52-80 on vault. Landon Blixt of Infinity on parallel bars. Colt Walker of Stanford on rings. Up next on rings for Stanford, Ian Lasik Ellis. Coming up next on vault for USO PTC, Robert Neff. Isaiah Drake of Navy on floor. Coming up next on floor for Stanford, Jeremy Bishop. Up next on parallel bars for Penn State, Michael Giroux. Robert Neff for USO PTC on vault. Colin Van Wicklin of University of Oklahoma on pommel horse. Asher Hahn of Cypress Academy on high bar. Coming up next on high bar for Apollo, Caleb Melton. Now on vault for Iowa Gym Act, Evan Davis. Coming up next on pommel horse for Oklahoma, Zachary Nunez. Michael Giroux of Penn State on parallel bars. Evan Davis of Iowa Gym Act on vault. Up next on vault for Army, Matthew Davis. Coming up on P-bars for Air Force, Garrett Broughton. Ian Lasik Ellis of Stanford on rings. Up next on rings for Stanford, Coy Young. Jeremy Bishop of Stanford on floor. Coming up next on floor for Massachusetts Elite, Fred Richard. Zach Nunez of Oklahoma on pommel horse. Matthew Davis of Army on vault. Coming up next on pommel horse for Oklahoma, Jack Freeman. Up next on vault for UC Berkeley, Noah Neufeld. Noah Neufeld of UC Berkeley on vault. Coming up next on parallel bars for Penn State, Michael Artliff. Coy Young of Stanford on rings. Up next on rings for Stanford, Ian Gunther. Caleb Melton of Apollo on high bar. Jack Freeman of Oklahoma on pommel horse. Up next on pommel horse for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bennis. Fred Richard of Massachusetts Elite on floor. Up next on floor for Stanford, Nicholas Kubler. Michael Artliff for Penn State on parallel bars. Coming up on P bars for Penn State, Matt Cormier. Now on pommel horse for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bennis. Ian Gunther of Stanford on rings. Coming up next on rings for Stanford, Riley Luce. Matt Cormier of Penn State on parallel bars. Fuzzy Bennis of Oklahoma on pommel horse. Coming up next on pommel horse for Oklahoma, Vitaly Gumerez. Nicholas Kubler of Stanford on floor. Coming up next on floor for Stanford boys, Evan Hymanson. Riley Luce of Stanford on rings. Evan Hymanson of Stanford boys on floor. Coming up next on floor for USA Gym World will be Cole Partridge. Cole Partridge of USA Gym World on floor. This concludes competition in the fourth rotation. Gymnasts may now advance to their fifth event in the 2022 Winter Cup for senior men.
I'm back. Do you guys hear that? We're not doing the TikTok yet, don't you worry. We're right now about to do some jumping around. Come on, we got some t-shirts. We got a gun. They're coming your way. So get on your feet, jump around, and these are coming your way. Whoa, I need someone to give me a reason right here, all right? Oh, I see you guys over there. Target acquired. Whoa! I love this thing, guys. I got all the power. Come on now, who's jumping around? Let's go. Hey, all right. Get yourselves ready. You guys ready? Good jumps. Good jumps. We're going up high. Woo! There you guys go. Last one, coming your way.
Gymnasts may now begin the warm-up for rotation 5.
All right, so myself in a strange predicament right now. I'm not too big into TikTok, but someone here is, and she's a rock star. So what we're gonna do, and I want you guys to help me out so I'm not embarrassed entirely, is to do this, learn this TikTok dance with me. So she's gonna take us step by step.
So I was showing Sam the TikTok that I've been really liking right now. So this is what we're gonna do. See that? Okay, you guys ready to do it along with us?
We're just missing the blue shirts. You know, I'm a little nervous.
Okay, we got this.
Okay,
Are you ready?
thank you. Talk me through it.
So the first one, you're gonna go side, and then back, and then to the front, and then like twinkle.
Oh, we got spirit fingers, huh? Okay.
Okay, so it's gonna go slow for the first one, and then fast for the second.
All right.
So can we get the music from the beginning?
I'm ready, DJ. Let's try to go viral.
Someone to love me, I need someone who needs me.
Okay, ready?
Cause it don't feel right when it's late at night and it's just me and my dreams. So
Okay, what do you say? Should we do it again?
No,
Yeah?
don't make me do it again.
Yeah, let's do it
Oh
again.
no. All right, do it again, DJ.
me, I want someone to love me. I need someone who needs me.
Ready?
Yeah, I got
Here we
that
go.
When it's late at night and it's just me and my
That's pretty good.
You know, that's not for me. No, but honestly, that was. Hopefully, I'll get a little bit better, you know, by the end of all of these competitions this weekend. But thank you guys for letting me embarrass myself in front of all of you. We've got some awesome gymnastics, so let's get on your feet. Let's cheer these guys on, and let's have a lot of fun with them. All right, guys, we got some shirts. Get hyped, and we're gonna reward you for it.
Let's take a look at the all-around standings. Currently in 5th and 4th, Stanford University with Ian Lasik-Ellis and Coy Young. The top three look like this. Yul Moldauer has greater than 52.80. He's got 54.705. In second place, Oklahoma's Vitaly Gomerez with a 55.9. And that's only 0.151 away from your leader from the start, with a 56.051 in the all-around, Cypress Academy's Asher Hong. They are your leaders heading into the 5th rotation of the first of 2 sessions for Winter Cup Senior Men. This concludes the warm-up, and competition resumes with the start of rotation 5. Starting off on floor for Cypress Academy, Asher Hong. Starting off on rings for Illinois, Mike Fletcher. Starting off on high bar for Infinity, Landon Blixt. Starting off on parallel bars for 52.80, Yul Moldauer. Blake Soon of Stanford on pommel horse. Coming up next on pommel horse for Navy, Isaiah Drake. Mike Fletcher of Illinois on rings. Coming up next on rings for Oklahoma, Colin Van Wicklen. Asher Hong of Cypress Academy on floor. Landon Blixt of Infinity on high bar. Coming up on floor for Apollo, Caleb Melton. Up next on high bar for Penn State, Michael Giroux. Yul Moldauer of 5280 on parallel bars. Coming up on P-bars for USO PTC, Robert Neff. Isaiah Drake of Navy on pommel horse. Up next on pommels for Stanford, Jeremy Bischoff. Now on vault for Stanford, Colt Walker. Colt Walker of Stanford on vault. Colin Van Wicklen of Oklahoma on rings. Up next on vault for Stanford, Ian Lasik Ellis. Coming up on rings for Oklahoma, Zachary Nunez. Michael Giroux of Penn State on high bar. Coming up next on high bar for Air Force, Garrett Broughton. Jeremy Bischoff of Stanford on pommel horse. Up next on pommels for Massachusetts Elite, Fred Richard. Colt Walker of Stanford on vault. Zachary Nunez of Oklahoma on ring. Now on vault for Stanford, Ian Lasik Ellis. Ian Lasik Ellis of Stanford on vault. Robert Neff of USO PTC on parallel bars. Caleb Melton of Apollo on floor. Fred Richard of Massachusetts Elite on pommel horn. Coming up on floor for Pride, Ignacio Yacker. That was Evan Davis of Iowa Gymnastics on parallel bars. Coming up next on parallel bars for Army, Matthew Davis. Up next on vault for Stanford, Curran Phillips. That was Garrett Broughton of Air Force on high bar. Curran Phillips of Stanford on vault. Jack Freeman of Oklahoma on rings. Now on vault for Stanford, Coy Young. Coy Young of Stanford on vault. Matthew Davis of Army on P-bars. Up next on P-bars for UC Berkeley, Noah Neufeld. Coming up on vault for Stanford, Ian Gunther. Michael Artliff of Penn State on high bar. Ian Gunther of Stanford. Fuzzy Bennis of Oklahoma on ring. Coming up next on vault for Stanford, Riley Luce. Up next on rings for Oklahoma, Vitaly Gumerez. Nicholas Kubler of Stanford on pommel horse. Coming up next on pommels for Stanford boys, Evan Hymanson. Riley Luce of Stanford on vault. Noah Neufeld of UC Berkeley on parallel bar. Up next on high bar for Penn State, Matt Cormier. Coming up on parallel bars for Iowa Gymnastics, James Friedman. Up next on vault for Stanford boys, Taylor Burkhart. Vitaly Gumerez of Oklahoma on rings. Taylor Burkhart of Stanford on vault. Matt Cormier of Penn State on high bar. Coming up next on high bar for Ohio State, Kazuki Hayashi. Coming up next on rings for Oklahoma, Raydel Gamboa. Now on pommel horse for USA Gym World, Cole Partridge. for Oklahoma, Raydell Gamboa. Cole Partridge of USA Gym World on pommel horse. Kazuki Hayashi of Ohio State on high bar. Raydell Gamboa of Oklahoma on rings. Coming up next on pommel horse for Roswell, Toby Liang. Toby Liang of Roswell on pommel horse. This concludes competition in the fifth rotation. Gymnasts will now advance to their sixth and final event on the first day of the 2022 Winter Cup for senior men.
Lean with it, rock with it. Come on, snap your fingers with it. All right, we've got t-shirts to motivate those who do not want to get dancing. Whoever is dancing the best right now, you are getting a t-shirt. There you go. This kid's leaning. Oh, no!
Really, Sam?
Yeah.
That's all you got?
I gotta do a little better than that. Come on, I know you guys want a t-shirt over here. Who's leading with it, rocking with it?
Hey, over there!
Coming your way.
Let's see it!
Oh no, guys. I think we're running out of juice. All right, I'm trying. Oh yeah, this is gonna be probably our last shot. I emptied the tank.
Gymnasts may now begin the warm-up for rotation 6.
All right, you guys, we're gonna have a fun one with you in the crowd right now. It's been a little while. I haven't worked out too much, but what time do you think it is, Michaela?
8 o'clock?
Yeah, that is actually the right time. Very good.
Good.
But on another note, I think it's time for the flex cam. Let me see what you guys got out there. We've got plenty of t-shirts for the swole ones. Yeah, this kid knows what he's talking about.
Girl power right there.
Girl power.
Yeah,
All
look
right.
at those muscles.
Let me see them biceps. Let's go.
Keep it going.
I know we got some gymnasts in the building. Everyone's doing rings. I know it. You guys do too.
I think.
There you go. All right, you guys ready?
You want a shirt?
All right, where my biceps at? Come on, guys. Oh, yeah. This guy's really killing it.
Oh,
You gotta-
look at those guns!
Let me grab. Oh, here we go. We got freaking 18-inch biceps out here. You feel. Oh, I like it. Come on. Get strong, everybody.
I need more. Bigger.
This is the last event.
Yeah! All
I
right.
want you guys to be
You
as
guys gotta
tired
fight
as
for
these
it.
guys
Ready?
for flexing so hard right now, all right?
I know why they hating on us. Couldn't stop so fabulous. I'ma be real on us. Nobody got nothing on us. Girls be all on.
Come on, flex up. I know you see yourself in the camera. Yeah, get a little dude.
Confess your girl admits that we the F-R-E-S-H, we fresh. G-E-F.
There he is, there he is.
Definite. B-E-P, we reppin' it.
Attaboy.
Come on, baby.
Gage, I see you over there. Gage, come on. Hey. Oh. This one's for Grandma over there. I need to throw better. I don't play baseball. I'm a gymnast. All right, you guys, this is the last event. Are you guys having a good time? This is where it all comes down to, all right? Everyone is gonna put the last little bit of energy into this last routine, and we're gonna have a blast. Cheer these guys on loud. They need everything that you guys can give them. So let's get loud, let's cheer them on, and let's make this the best event to end on. Let's go!
Woo! I can't hear you! Louder! Yeah!
A little party never killed nobody, so we gon' dance until we drop. A little party never killed nobody.
Taking a look at the all-around scoreboard for the all-around standings, and the deck has been shuffled. In 5th place for Stanford, it's Ian Lasik Ellis. In 4th place for Oklahoma, Vitaly Gomares. 3rd place belongs to Stanford's Coy Young heading into this final rotation. In 2nd place is Cypress Academy's Asher Hogg. And now out in front by .168 is 5280 gymnast Yul Moldauer. They are your top 5 in the all-around heading into the 6th rotation in the first of 2 sessions of the Winter Cup for senior men. This concludes the warm-up, and competition resumes with the start of rotation 6. Now on vault for Oklahoma, Colin Van Wicklen. Now on pommel horse for Apollo, Caleb Melton. Starting off on floor for Penn State, Michael Giroux. Starting off on rings for Navy, Isaiah Drake. Starting off on parallel bars for Stanford, Ian Lasik Ellis. And starting off on high bar for USOPTC, Robert Neff. Up next on vault for Oklahoma, Zachary Nunez. Caleb Melton of Apollo on pommel horse. Coming up on pommels for Pride, Ignacio Yonkers. Now on parallel bars for Stanford, Ian Lasik Ellis. Isaiah Drake of Navy on rings. Coming up on rings for Stanford, Jeremy Bischoff. Zachary Nunez of Oklahoma on vault. Michael Giroux of Penn State on floor. Up next on vault for Oklahoma, Jack Freeman. That was Robert Neff of USO PTC on high bar. Coming up on floor for Air Force, Garrett Bronson. Up next on high bar for Iowa Gymnastics, Evan Davis. Ian Lasik Ellis of Stanford on parallel bars. Coming up next on P-bars for Stanford, Curran Phillips. Jack Freeman of Oklahoma on vault. Coming up next on vault for Oklahoma, Fuzzy Bennett. Fuzzy Dennis of Oklahoma on vault. Up next on vault for Oklahoma will be Vitaly Gomez. Ignacio Yakers of Pride on pommel horse. Coming up next on pommel horse for Cypress Academy, Asher Hong. Garrett Broughton of Air Force on floor. Up next on floor for Penn State, Michael Artlip. Jeremy Bischoff of Stanford on ring. Up next on rings for Massachusetts Elite, Fred Richard. Curran Phillips of Stanford on parallel bar. Up next on P-bars for Stanford, Coy Young. Vitaly Gomez of Oklahoma on vault. Up next on vault for Oklahoma, Raydel Gamboa. Evan Davis of Iowa Gymnastics on high bar. Up next on high bar for Army, Matthew Davis. Raydel Gamboa of Oklahoma on vault. Michael Artlib of Penn State on floor. Fred Richard of Massachusetts Elite on rings. Asher Hogg of Cypress Academy on pommel horse. Up next on rings for Stanford, Nicholas Kubler. Now on vault for Illinois, Mike Fletcher. Mike Fletcher of Illinois on vault. Coy Young of Stanford on parallel bars. Matthew Davis of Army on high bar. Coming up on P-bars for Stanford, Ian Gunther. Up next on high bar for UC Berkeley, Noah Neufeld. Matt Cormier of Penn State on floor. Coming up next on floor for Ohio State, Kazuki Hayashi. Nicholas Kubler of Stanford on rings. Coming up on rings for Stanford boys, Evan Hymanson. Noah Neufeld of UC Berkeley on high bar. Up next on high bar for Iowa Gymnastics, James Friedman. Ian Gunther of Stanford on parallel bars. Up next on P-bars for Stanford, Riley Luce. Evan Hymanson of Stanford Boys on rings. Coming up next on rings for USA Gym World, Cole Partridge. Kazuki Hayashi of Ohio State on floor. Up next on floor for Infinity, Landon Blix. James Friedman of Iowa Gym Act on high bar. Coming up next on high bar for 5280, Yul Moldauer. Cole Partridge of USA Gym World on rings. Up next on rings for Roswell, Toby Leong. Now on parallel bars for Stanford, Riley Luce. Landon Blix of Infinity on floor. Now on high bar for 5280, Yul Moldauer. Riley Luce of Stanford on parallel bars. Coming up next on P-bars for Stanford Boys, Taylor Burkhart. Toby Leong of Roswell on rings. Yul Moldauer of 5280 on high bar. Taylor Burkhardt of Stanford Boys on parallel bars. Coming up next on P-Bars for Stanford will be Colt Walker. Now on parallel bars for Stanford, Colt Walker. Colt Walker of Stanford on parallel bars. This concludes the first of two sessions of competition in the Winter Cup for senior men. Please join us in recognizing all of these talented athletes for their amazing competitive skills. We are now just a few minutes away from the presentation of individual all-around awards. Consider this your personal invitation to stick around and join us for the award ceremony, where we'll also be introducing to you for the first time your 2022 U.S. Men's National Team. Be sure to get ready to cheer loud and proud for today's honorees. Thank you, judges, for all of your hard work and dedication.
Is anyone else sweating watching that final rotation? Because I swear, it was coming down to the very last routine. And that was wonderful. That's why we watch gymnastics. That's what we get excited for. And give a round of applause to these guys for working their butts off tonight, all right? Come on, let them hear it. They need that appreciation because, man, this was intense, this was close, and this is why we watch gymnastics. How'd you feel, Michaela? I know it's been a while since we've competed, but that got me really, really missing gymnastics.
Same. I think I want to go out here and do some tricks.
Oh, do you now?
I do.
All right, what event would you do if you could?
I'd say rings.
Rings?
Yeah.
Wow, you sure you can hold that? I don't know if you got the upper body strength for that.
You did not just say that.
Maybe I did. I mean, it doesn't seem, I think I would be better on beam than you would be on rings.
Well, I guess we'll just have to find out.
I don't see a beam over here, though. Maybe something we could do is just do a battle between you and me right now to settle this. Men's versus women. Are we gonna do, what do you wanna do?
I say a back tuck stick, maybe?
I don't know, do you guys wanna see that? Backflip stick contest? It's been a while, I'm gonna promise you guys, this might not last long, we might have a couple rounds. It's been about 8 months since my last backflip.
6 months for me, I think.
Yeah, all right,
I don't know.
we need to settle this, so let's get this started. Oh, taking the shoes off? You think that's gonna help?
Duh.
All right, who's starting?
You start.
Rock, paper.
Oh, rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, did you shoot?
No.
Okay, good.
Rock, paper, scissors. You said-
I know, I did, okay.
Dang it.
Wow, we are synced up. Okay.
That's right.
So I start or you start?
You
All
start.
right. I didn't think I was gonna make it, but that's one. No shoes, all right. Got the leather pants. We said we're gonna do a couple rounds here.
Okay.
We'll see. Best out of 3, best out of 5.
Are you kidding me? I don't think so. This is ridiculous.
I'm locked
You're
in.
making
I'm
me look
juiced
bad.
from this competition right now. You put me in, coach. Come on, let's give it up for Michaela right here. All right, she's in.
Oh, now we're keeping tallies. All right. Okay.
Let's go, Mick. Come on, guys. All right. I think we're getting too good. We're getting our rhythm back. A back half? Man, you don't want to see an old guy hurt himself. Sheesh. All right.
I do.
Yeah, of course you do. You want to win. All right. Should we step it up?
If you say so.
All right. I'm not going to do a half, man. My knee's going to hurt. We're going to do back pike. What can you do that's a little harder than a back tuck?
Nothing.
Nothing? How about... Equality at its finest. We're gonna call it a draw. Well done.
Good job.
Honestly, I impressed myself. You impressed yourself.
Me too.
This is crazy. We still got it, guys. We still got it. All right. Well, we've got awards coming up for you guys. So get juiced. Let them know how proud of them you are, and let's make sure that they feel like their hard work was worth it. All right? Give it to them right now, guys. Come on. These guys worked hard. Let them know.
At this time, we present the Senior Men's All-Around Awards of the 2022 Winter Cup. Finishing in 5th place with an all-around score of 81.502 from Stanford University Men's Gymnastics, Colt Walker. In 4th place from 5280 Gymnastics with an all-around score of 81.648, Yul Moldauer. In 3rd place with an all-around score of 83.029, winning the bronze medal from Cyprus Academy of Gymnastics, Asher Han. In 2nd place with an all-around score of 83.536, from Stanford University Men's Gymnastics, Coy Young. In 1st place, with an all-around score of 83.95, the 2022 Winter Cup Men's Senior All-Around Champion, representing University of Oklahoma Men's Program, Vitaly Kumelis. Let's hear it once again for your top 5 in the all-around of the 2022 Winter Cup for senior men. We are just a few moments away from introducing to you and everyone in the world for the first time your 2022 Senior National Men's Team. And now, please welcome your 2022 Men's Senior National Team. These national team members will join two World Championships medalists, Brody Malone and Steven Netarasic, in representing Team USA this year in both national and international competition. Your 2022 Senior National Team members are Colt Walker, Yul Moldauer, Asher Hahn, Coy Young, and Vitaly Gumares. Let's hear it for your 2022 Senior Men's Team USA. Gymnastics fans, we want to thank you all for bringing the roar to the Ford Center at the Star for the 2022 Winter Cup. Competition continues tomorrow with the Senior Women's Competition at noon, and then at 5:30 p.m., the Men's Elite Team Cup takes center stage. The final day of Winter Cup is Sunday with the Junior Women's Competition at noon and the Junior and Senior Men's Finals at 5:30. Thank you for your support of USA Gymnastics, and please have a safe trip home.